wickets with 3 slips and a gully. Forward short leg. Just the 2 men back at long leg and deep third man. Chris Hole, very deep and very wide at mid-on. So Bob Willis is recalled to the Test match scene. Starting off with a no ball, beautifully hooked by Margid for 4. Man apparently with little or few nerves at all. Always looks cool and complacent, and if it's a long hop, even if it's the start of a Test match, he's going to hit it for 4. That's a better shot. Straight a half volley. The outfield not all that quick here today, but quick enough to beat Arnold. So a straight drive from Margid, taking the total on to 20 and his contribution to 14 of them. Comfortable run there. It's a long chase again for Deniz, but he's moved very well. A remarkable piece of running there by Sadiq. It almost lapped Margid, and Deniz throwing to the, what in the end of course was the wrong end for him, so Margid plenty of time to get home. So 22 without loss from the first 6 overs, with Willis' 3 overs costing 15 runs. And that's the best ball we've seen so far. Really did cut back sharply. Flicked the top of Sadiq's pad, and very fortunate there to get away with it. And there's a short one again, hooked beautifully, all the time in the world there by Margid for 4 more. Really is scintillating stuff from this Pakistan opening batsman. Oh, it's a fine drive. Moment not even bothering to run. Beautifully timed, cracked between the gap between cover point, gathering pace over the practice wickets down there, and it's a first boundary to Sadiq. Could be reflecting on this fine start by Pakistan. 46 without loss, 30 to Margid, 13 to Sadiq, coming from 11 overs. Trying to counter this hook shot of Margid. He's got 2 men back now. A deep square leg, David Lloyd, has gone all the way back, and a deep long leg. Asking Bob Willis to go over a shade towards mid-wicket. And bowling a half volley, which is beautifully put through mid-off. Amos will cut that off all right. A better ball, going to miss leg stump, of course. It's a no ball which has found its way off the thickish edge right down towards that Vauxhall stand. So the 50 coming up with that boundary. A wonderful start here for Pakistan. Great thing for any side to win the toss on this beautiful wicket, but they're taking full advantage of it. 52 runs coming up in just 48 minutes, and 36 of those to Majid. Oh, it's a very delicately played leg glance by Sadiq. Once again, tearing away down to that Vauxhall stand. And it's 4 more to Pakistan. Beautifully controlled, wonderfully well placed.
It's in the air and he's under it, Chris Old at long leg, and he's caught it quite safely. A nicely judged catch, and Sadiq won't be very happy about that. It was a good bouncer from Bob Willis, but he got under it rather than hit it down, and Chris Old combined with Bob Willis to take the first Pakistan wicket. Bob Willis breaks through, called to the England side for this final test match against Pakistan, and Sadiq Mohammed, the man dismissed, out for 21 and sharing a first wicket partnership of 66 with Majid Khan. And Willis bowling to Majid. That is Majid Khan's half-century. Well-deserved applause. It came up in 91 minutes, included 7 fours. He played 1 or 2 false strokes, but for the rest of the time, he hit the ball with great certainty and glorious timing. That's a great shot. It's 4 runs. Hit that beautifully between point and cover. No chance of it being cut off. And Fletcher just getting a hand to that. It may have bounced in front of him. It certainly flicked his fingers. Splendid stroke from Zahir. Beautiful footwork, rocking onto the back foot and clubbing that away into the extra cover boundary. He's been stroking the ball very well this morning. Hasn't quite been able to get it through the field. That one brought up the 100 for Pakistan. 103 for 1 now, and it takes Zahir on to 11. Just as well placed and just as well timed. Bob Willis again having a long chase out there.
Well, very disappointed Chris Old there. Hit back very hard and very firmly at him. A bit unlucky there. Majid going for the square cut. We're too short to affect that shot. No problem at all there for him to run 4, and I think coming back for the 5th. Oh, I don't know how many times Majid will want to run 5 out there, but he's applauding his partners are here for making him do it. Well, not too often you see 5 run in a test match these days, but as we mentioned earlier, the whole of the oval being used here, and it is really a vast field.
It's bowled in, and Majid is too short of what would have been his first test century against England. That's well bowled by Underwood, beaten in the flight. And Majid playing for the sweep there. The ball spun just enough to flick the outside of the off stump. Majid Khan is the 2nd wicket to fall to a good piece of bowling from Derek Underwood. He's been tight all day, given nothing away, and that was a delightful piece of flight to bring about the error on Majid's part.
Down the wicket, driving a lovely stroke by Zahir. He picked that right from the hand.
So Zahir pushing it gently and away, taking a single and coming through for a 50. So an excellent 50 by Zahir, made out of 185. It's a no ball, and there's no need for anybody to chase that. That's going through for 4. So Mushtaq quickly latching onto that over-pitch no ball, putting it away through the vacant space. It's his 3rd boundary. That's a glorious shot. Tested Zahir with a flighty little leg spinner, but Zahir quickly onto it, fairly crushing it through extra cover. It's Mushtaq's turn this time. He too using his feet beautifully, getting to the pitch of that and pushing it through the offside for 4 more. Mushtaq coming through. There's always a single. It was to Derek Underwood's right hand, not his throwing hand, and that single bringing up the 200 for Pakistan in 3.5 hours. Oh, and that certainly was a chance there, I think, to Alan Knott. Flighted again. He's gone for the big one over the top. It's a glorious shot over the top of mid-off for 4 runs. Well, Mushtaq decided then, when he got down the wicket, that the only thing to do was to carry on with the shot. If he'd stopped his shot, he would have been in trouble. Interesting bowling change here, with David Lloyd coming on to bowl for the first time in a test. Zahir again working him through the offside. 2 easy runs. And that's a chance. One of those situations where you're hanging around in the slips all day waiting for a chance. It was a hard and low one to Fletcher's left, the one that he could easily have caught. So the trick nearly worked off, bringing David Lloyd on to bowl 1 over before tea and having Zahir dropped off the last ball of the over.
Old has been sparingly used, but he's had 41 taken from only 8 overs. He bowls now to Mushtaq. No need to chase that. It's racing down to the point boundary. Beautifully timed. The placement is superb. Really lovely shot, just splitting the field there. Absolute minimum of effort. And the 250 comes up now for Pakistan. It's a nice way to bring it up with one of the best shots of the day. Oh, and there's his 100 and another drop chance. A fine innings from Zahir. Splendid innings. A pity he got it with that nick between wicketkeeper and slip. Some spectators rushing on the field, and no doubt the authorities will remove them, as they told them they would before play began, rather spoiling the moment for Zahir.
Chris Old from the Vauxhall end into Mushtaq. Batsman now on 49. Pushed away down the gully for a single. Which brings Mushtaq his 50. So good 50 here under very agreeable batting conditions following the 76 he made in the previous test at Lords on that rain-affected pitch. His 50 here coming in 127 minutes and including 7 fours.
Lovely stroke from Mushtaq, 4 runs. Only had to beat Underwood to beat the man at mid-on. Lovely stroke from Mushtaq. A bit wide outside off stump. 300 up for Pakistan with that slightly unorthodox stroke from Mushtaq. Takes him on to 55. Zahir is on 110. And now Zahir and Mushtaq have established a new third wicket record. They've beaten the old one between Hanif Mohammed and Javed Burki. And what a lovely shot to do it with. No real effort in that, but superb timing. Well, didn't go where it was meant, but Zahir angles the bat so often outside the off stump that he's always getting the ball either in the middle of the bat or at the very worst off a thick edge away through the gully or behind the point.
338 for 2. 2 big scores facing the England bowlers.
Oh, he's done it. Jeff Arnold has got the breakthrough off the inside edge, admittedly, but that was a good enough delivery to inside edge of Mushtaq's bat and cartwheel the middle stump 3 or 4 yards back towards Alan Knott. So Jeff Arnold, the man who has broken through, that's the one England needed so badly. Only the 3rd wicket taken in this innings.
Oh, it's a glorious shot, correct through extra cover. So that takes Zahir on to 150, and it's another little landmark in Pakistan Test match cricket. Zahir now the highest individual scorer for Pakistan in a Test match on this ground, beating the 146 by Asif Iqbal in 1967. 150 made out of 365 for 3. Glorious exhibition of stroke play. It's a beautiful straight drive, straight over the top for 4. Asif Iqbal.
Fine shot. Didn't quite get hold of it, and it won't go for 4, although I'll be very surprised if they don't run 4. Asif very quick to come back for that 4th run. Three runs there for Asif. that's very frustrating for Chris Holt and for the England team. So here again, angling that bat and getting it away through the slip cordon, little on the ground. Now that's a good shot. He was short of it, but he hit it very straight and very, very hard. Beautiful stroke to bring up the 400 for Pakistan. Asif himself has gone on to 16, and the Pakistan total now 403 for 3.
We go again, and that's a magnificent shot. It was not on the ground, but right off the middle of the bat. He really is a thrilling stroke player when he lets himself go, this man.
That's it. He's caught and bowled him. Tony Greig, who's been held out of this attack for such a long, long time, coming on in his first over, breaking this partnership. Asif Iqbal caught and bowled for 29. Was edged wide a slip, and that's no bother at all in going through for 4 more. No chance of anybody to stop that. 1 or 2 streaky shots in amongst Zahi's play, but I think he can be forgiven for those, because in amongst it he's played some most glorious cricket. It's pushed away. I think Zahi will be looking for the second. He'll have to move, but he's made it to misfield. So an absolutely delighted Zahir. Once again, the scene that we don't want to see very much more of in Test match cricket. And really the least said about that, the better. But in the meantime, let's turn our attention to Zahir, whose 200 has come up in 434 minutes. And has included 19 boundaries. So quite a remarkable feat by this young man, that his 2 centuries in Test cricket have both been double centuries. 274 on the last tour over here at Birmingham, and now he's moved on to 200 once again. Really is quite a remarkable achievement.
That's safe. There's no man out for Wasim Raja. Tony Greig's not looking too happy about it. It was a good shot. Go for 4 to the boundary, but Wasim Raja will go back and look for the 4 there. He'd have to be quick. It's a nice throw from Chris Holt. And it wasn't very good cricket from Wasim Raja, because he turned blind at the bowler's end. So 500 up for Pakistan, 503 for 4. And that 4-all run takes Wasim Raja to 28. Mike Dennis, what a great catch that is. That's a really lovely running outfield catch by the England captain. He judged it beautifully. It was well bowled by Greg, who gave it a bit of air. And my word, Dennis made good ground to that. He's got a safe pair of hands, and Wasim Raja is the man out for 28. Tony Greig, the successful bowler, and Dennis, the man who took the catch. Wasim Raja caught Dennis, bowled Greig, 28. The fifth wicket going at 503.
Greg to Zahir. Oh, a great blow by Imran Khan, gone for the big one, connected straight over the top.
240 for Zahir, 23 for Imran. And now Derek Underwood to Imran. Forcing that down to one of the two outfielders, both of them fairly straight. And that's another target reached. 550 up. Underwood pushing it through defensively and quickly, and I don't think he's got a ball off the straight and narrow all day. A little bit of turn from him now and again yesterday to raise English eyebrows. Tony Greig turned one or two, but he had to pitch them in the rough to do so. Oh, he's bowled him. Rather a cheeky shot from Zahir. Out at last. Kept a bit low. So Zahir out for 240 and not looking too disconsolate about it. Batted for the best part of 9 hours. And it's the highest score in a test match on this ground since the war. So an innings to remember from this cultured batsman, Zahir.
And Alan Knott has got him. That's a good catch with no slip there. Knotty was going the wrong way for a start.
And that's a terrific high one. And yes, it's 6 runs into the first row of the seats. Absolutely dead straight. The highest today, no question of that. If anything's going to bring the rain, that will. And Intercab making his own room there, getting outside the leg stump and giving himself room to swing.
Now, if Chris Holt is not sensible, he'll bowl a bouncer here. This is not the situation for a bouncer because Intercab will be waiting for it. He should have this one slotting right on the batting crease. Dennis Amos is the fieldsman. Good running from Sarfraz. He was quick to come back, allow Intercab to keep the strike. a good shot. It really was a great shot. What a little beauty that was. He gave himself room, making the mistake of pitching short. You can't do it against a hitter like this. My word, he clobbered that through that offside cordon.
And that's a tremendous shot. Really a magnificent 6 over extra cover, and you don't see too many of those on any ground. And on this ground, it really is a wonderful blow. Previously, it hit him for 6 straight in the pavilion, but that's one of the most difficult shots in cricket. Perfectly safe, gently in the air, through mid-on for a single, the 600 up. And that's it for Intikab, 600 he wanted. 600 for 7, he remains on 32 with Sarfraz on 14, and it's declaration time, and the captain strides off there. Highly satisfied, highly delighted with the way his side has gone so far. So the innings has lasted 670 minutes, which is 11 hours and 10 minutes. There's only been one bigger score in this series, 608 for 7. That'll go through for 4, no third man, hurrying away to the boundary in front of the pavilion.
Good looking shot from Amos. He's not one of the best hookers around. In fact, he doesn't bother with the shot a great deal. But on this pitch where there's not a great deal of bounce, that was right up his street. It came through around about waist height. Good running there from Dennis Amos. He sensed that Sarfraz a little slow coming in there. There'll be 3 runs, or if they're quick enough, they can run 4. Amos will look for it and will take it. They can also have overthrows if they want. No one backing up that throw. Wasim Bari a little bit hampered by this injured shoulder.
Intikab. Swung that away on the leg side. Good solid blow by Underwood for 4 runs. And Derek Underwood really has exceeded all England's hopes of him. And he's given it to him again. Well, these are very useful runs, and a great psychological effect this will have on the England batsmen still to come in, when they can see that Derek and Underwood can survive for this length of time and play good shots as well.
Oh, lovely little late cut there. Now, we haven't seen many of those in this game. Amos is 50. Pretty delicate little stroke there. 143 minutes it's taken him, but it's an awfully important innings for England.
It's swept away down to deep long leg. That'll go through for 4. So on and on goes Derek Underwood, moving now to 43. It's quite remarkable that prior to this innings, his top score this season was 12 not out. Hoskin there for LBW, and he's given him out, and the stand is over, and Wasim Raja coming on in his first over has broken this stand. A friendly over pitch ball straight away, put nicely through mid-on by Edrich. Ball disappearing down towards the Vauxhall end, and he takes 3 runs. Nicely tickled away. Lovely little leg glance by Amis. Just cut off, but kicked over. Good shot by Edrich, dancing down to the pitch of it, putting it through mid-off for 4.
That takes him on to 98. A bad delivery from Intercar, but very short. It was the wrong one, spinning even further away to the leg side, and Dennis Amos made no mistake with that. That takes him on to 98. What a good innings this has been. England 172 for 2. There it is, that's the 100. A really good innings this from Dennis Amos. Chanceless. He brings up his 100 out of a total of 174. What a great day it is for him. He's now scored a record number of runs for England in Test cricket in a calendar year. Previous best being Dennis Compton back in 1947. Tremendous performance here at the Oval by Amos, reaching his 100 in 247 minutes, 1-5 and 11 fours. That is Amos's 8th Test 100, his 3rd against Pakistan. His 5th Test 100 since the start of 1974. So it's a tremendous effort. And there's a chance. Splendid stroke. Amos has been very quick to take advantage of any loose balls today from the spinners and from the pacemen. Easy 3 runs there if Edrich wants it. But in fact, in trouble here, he could be out. Have been desperately close. Amos being sent back. A great throw there from Aftab Balak, the 12th man. Amos having to dive for the crease. He slipped when sent back by Edrich. Edrich slow to go through for the 2nd run.
Oh, and that's it. Yes, caught behind. A juggling catch there by Wasim Barry, and Intikab defeating Edrich with the googly. Took him 2 or 3 cracks at the whip to get hold of it, but the ball spun away. It was a fairly thick edge, and in the end it was a good catch there by the keeper. It's a fine shot all the way for 4 runs.
Mike Dines is the batsman. Asif Masood. It's in the air. What a good catch that is. What a superb catch. Absolutely magnificent. Imran Khan running away to his left. A great performance. Running away, taking it low down. Couldn't retain his balance. Tremendous performance there.
Oh, it's a beautiful shot again. No point at all in anybody chasing that one. All the time in the world there for Amos to get into position, crack it through and reach another little landmark, 150, but raised aloft and still looking as cool, calm and collected as he did when he took guard here almost 24 hours ago. In fact, it's right smack on 24 hours since he first took guard. 6 hours he's been out there. And treating the crowd to another glorious square cut after Bullock, the substitute fielder, chasing it, but quite a hopeless chase for him. That's a good shot. The first really firm shot of any authority that Keith Fletcher has played. It goes through for 4 runs. There's a googly, and he was a little bit fortunate. Got an inside edge, certainly didn't pick it. Going to hit it through the offside with the spin. Well, thought it was going that way, but it was a wrong one. Came in sharply.
Sarfraz now to Dennis Amos. And not a good stroke. Not even a good bouncer. It came off much too slowly. Amos was through the stroke and it hit him on the cheek. The signal there, I think, from Keith Fletcher is that the big tall man, Tony Greig, is going to be needed out there. Dennis Amos, who started off waving away attention, I think has now found that he's not as sprightly as he thought. Very bad luck for Amos, who's made 178, but he looks a little rubbery on the legs. And in fact, he is going to have to come off, and that really is bad luck. It's not so much the cut on the right side of his cheek that you can see, but it'll be the shock. Having had 1 or 2 of these myself, I know that it's a few minutes later that the real problems come, when your legs go to jelly and you have difficulty in concentrating. And quite probably Amos is wise to come off at this moment. Fletcher, realizing that, signaled to Mike Denness that Tony Greig should come out and allow Amos to have a rest and then perhaps come back on a little later. In fact, Amos has to take things very quietly on the way up there back to the England dressing room.
That's a full toss, but nicely through mid-off by Tony Greig. Coming back for 3 runs. Tony Greig now moving on to 7, the total on to 317 for 4. He's got that one through all right. That's the best shot he's played today for 4 runs. Cracked through the covers off the back foot. So something to bring this crowd to life again.
.350 up now for England. Keith Fletcher with that 2 goes on to 38. Tony Greig stays on 19.
Little incident before tea with the Beamers, bowled in succession at Fletcher, and Tony Greig has appeared now to quieten down. Everybody's friendly once more. Handshakes as Fletcher tickles that one away to long leg, earns himself a couple of runs and goes on to 50. So Fletcher for a change, dancing down the wicket. It's only 1 run though. and he's bowled him. And Indycar at long last has broken through. Tony Greig really been York there, tossed high in the air. And Tony Greig, who's been battling out there for something now in excess of 2.5 hours for his 32 runs, is clean bowled. And Intikhab Alam taking his 99th Test wicket.
Four runs. Total goes on to 391. Keith Fletcher goes on to 60. It's good 3 runs to bring up the 400. So just 200 behind now. And the chance of the follow-on now is for Pakistan to take 5 for naught.
Eureka. Yes, he's picked one up. Short one swung away to deep square leg.
That's a good clean blow from Chris Old. Well away over long off. It's, the ball has hit Fletcher in the eye, or he's got some dirt in it. .438 for 6. Fletcher resumes after that injury to his eye. He's on 76. Chris Old is on 18, and it'll be Imran Khan bowling from the Vauxhall end. He's had a lot of bad luck against Chris Old. And the umpires have called it a day. Appeal against the Sun upheld at 7:23 on the second last evening of the Test match.
Also, an appeal for more responsible members of this and asked if they would please not come out to the playing area. Got to get the covers on and the litter cleared in what remains of the daylight.